Hello, 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 hello. What's up, everybody? And yes, guess who's back? Back again. Crazy's back. Tell a friend. He is back. He is back. He is back. Yeah, let's
More
get that
times
song
out,
done.
more time out,
What
more
is more
time
time out?
out.
No, 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 no. Heck no, there's no timeouts because
Oh
last week.
yeah. Oh
No,
yeah.
no, because last week I was sick and you guys told me to sit it out. If not, I would have been on here. But, anyways, we're in flight number 76 and our guest has still not showed up. She's a little bit late, but we're gonna have to wait a while and see if she pops in. But yes, let's wait a little bit. And speaking about waiting for a little bit, Sourblow, we have been waiting for you, sir. Tell us how you've been doing today, sir. That was a really bad transition, I know.
Like always, like always.
I was thinking maybe a week off would actually fix your skills on that, but here we are. Same thing. God bless you, sir. Sorry, Sour.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but we kind of did miss those awful transitions last week. But but I'm doing good, man. Happy to see you again. Happy to be with you, and we're gonna have some fun today. Unfortunately, we're kind of short on the flight crew, one of the member, which I'm sure we're gonna talk
Yep,
about.
yep.
But excited to hear what you guys have been playing. Also,
Oh man, I'm excited just to be on the show, man. We have lots of things to talk about, lots of things going on this past week. Crazy stuff. And speaking about some crazy awesome stuff, what's up, Silent Cypher? How are you doing today? Since I've known you had a crazy busy week.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little bit worn out. Work has been a little bit brutal during the hot days and stuff, but I'm doing good. We're at hump day. We're finally halfway through the week, and I can finally start to relax a little bit and get ready to play some video games this weekend, hopefully. But yeah, I'm doing good, and I'm looking forward to talking some stuff today. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. We got so much stuff to talk about. Yes, and speaking about stuff we got to talk about, hey, let's start with you, Simon. What have you been playing, sir?
Oh boy, what have I been playing? I have been playing Halo campaign with my son. So we've been playing some of that. I think I don't know, we're probably about 2 or 3 hours in. So we made some decent progress so far. We've killed a few bosses. I think we've cleared a few FOBs. We've done some stuff here and there. We got our butts kicked on a few different areas, but it seems to be going okay.
which Halo is this? Halo 1?
Infinite.
Wait, what?
Oh, oh,
Wait, what?
oh! Caught you off guard, didn't I,
What?
sucker? It's like I always said. I have no problem with campaign. It's the multiplayer shenanigans that they deserve flack
No,
for.
no, no, no. Don't come with
Oh
that.
yes.
Remember Crazy Lou when he said, I'm not playing Halo Infinite
I
because of the
told you I
No,
am
co-op
no.
not
and all
supporting
this?
their multiplayer endeavors.
Sorry, but he did say about the multiplayer. That's what he mentioned. He did
I've
not
said it
No,
time
mention
and
the
time
campaign.
again. Even
he
last
he
week
said he
when it
said the
came up.
story. He also said the single player. No, he not the single player.
No,
The co-op. He
I
also
said the
said
couch
mentioned
co-op
the
coming
couch
out
co-op.
of it and not being part of it was a
Hmm.
gross underestimate
Yeah.
on people's expectations. They shouldn't have promised it and not delivered.
And you said you
Straight up.
weren't gonna play it
No, I
until they.
said I would
Oh,
not support their
we
multiplayer.
gotta find that
I
clip.
did not buy a copy of the game. I'm playing it
Dark,
on Game
tell
Pass,
him.
and I
Dark in the
will
chat.
not.
Tell him he said that.
Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
go on back from the very beginning. I said the multiplayer is my issue. Campaign is fine.
The
I'm
multiplayer
not
is
going to
actually
support
pretty
their
good right
multiplayer.
now too.
Yeah, it
That's
is
great.
actually. We've been. It's been like 2 weeks
That,
since we played with
that,
Ecstasy because somebody in the chat. And I'm not gonna mention any names. Somebody over there in chat. He's been hogging up. Playing by himself and not inviting people. but it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get them. We'll get them.
So Silent, now that you have it downloaded, so now we can play multiplayer, right?
No. No, we
Come
can't.
on, man. You already have it there. Like,
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
we
go.
can
Let's
we
go.
can play
But
apparently I didn't know this, but it looks like it's actually 4-player for the co-op.
okay. But
Hmm.
I
let
did
me
not
ask you
know that.
this before we move on. Let me ask you this. How are you going to know if the multiplayer is good now or not if you don't try it?
Dude, I'll trust you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
then
trust
trust
you.
me, it's good now. So let's try it.
That's great. I'm happy for you. I'm not supporting it right now.
But here's the thing though, Silent. You know, you can trust him, right? He says the multiplayer is good, but he still is not good in the multiplayer. So yeah, at least you can trust me
That's
on
okay.
that.
That's okay. He'll just have his son play.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
besides that, I haven't really gotten to play very much. That's kind of taken up the time the last few days. Like I was telling Sour kind of off the air, I have been doing a lot of yard work simulator in real life, not the game. And so I've been really busy just trying to catch up on things. It's been over 100 degrees on a regular basis out here, and pretty much all the way till like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So I haven't had a lot of opportunity to actually keep up on chores. So besides some Halo, that's been about it, man. It's been pretty bleak.
All right. How about you, Sour? What have you been playing, sir?
Okay, well, I finished a game called Fizz, which have been mentioning. I finally beat it. Pretty good game. I really like the game, and
Man.
the boss was a pain, honestly, at the end. Um, but I managed to beat that. I started to get more into Gotham Knights, which I've been playing. I have been enjoying the story a lot, but as of lately, I have a big critique to the game, which is I don't like that when you finish kind of like they're not really chapters, but when you finish like a story part, you then have to do these insignificant like kind of like side quests. Like for example, go to you got to go around the city, stopping thieves from stealing from a truck.
Hmm.
But you keep seeing the same mission around, and it's like kind of repetitive. And in order for you to in order for you to unlock, the progression on the story, you have to do these mission, which is ridiculous. Like, if I just want to do the story, just allow me to do the story. So unfortunately, you kind of have to do that. Um, if they would have, if they wanted to go with that approach, they should have at least added, like quick time events. Like for example, you're stopping the thieves, and maybe I don't know, someone shows up. Maybe Harley Quinn shows up and attacks you or something to try to allow the thieves to go away, things like that. But when you're doing the same thing over and over around the city, there's like what, like 4 or 5 crimes that always is happening. It kind of gets boring in that aspect.
He so here's the thing, I never sat down and played Gotham Knights, so I don't know. I played like an hour about of it, but it didn't like got into it. I like better Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight for me is way more fun, and the side
Oh,
quests of
Arkham
I,
Knight is much better. Yeah.
oof, and the side missions of Arkham Knight are way better. So what you're saying is all those side quests they put you to do. Wouldn't it have been better if it was like Arkham Knight? Their side quests, because Arkham Knight's side quests were freaking awesome. Azrael's, all those side quests that were on
Yeah.
that game were freaking awesome.
Even like even
That's what
if
you're saying, right?
yeah, even if like if they would have removed the side quest and make it more linear, kind of like what's the first one? Arkham Asylum, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have also that could have been an option also. You either remove the side quest or like you say, make the side quest like more meaningful, more interesting. And
Mhm.
maybe some of them, can link up to the main missions. And that, could have been more interesting. But also, I don't know why you're obligated to do these side quests in order to unlock more of the story. It's kind of like, I don't know, makes no sense to me.
Okay. Alright.
But you crazy? What you been playing?
Ah man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've just been playing Red Dead Redemption, running around, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm enjoying. Like I said, I watched a bunch of videos on Red Dead Redemption, like shorts, and it got me intrigued back into the game. So I was like, yeah, let me just run around, do some stuff. I killed a vampire, which is pretty cool. Um,
Yeah,
I've done
it's
so many. There's so much cool stuff to do in that game. I'm still, going around, just enjoying it. I don't want to finish it up again. I
it,
just I just want to run around and do all sorts of
no,
crazy
yeah,
stuff.
it's see that's
Yeah.
a game that the side quests are interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's wow, it's amazing. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2
Yep.
is really an awesome game. They should upgrade it. And also, yes, as Mr. Dark says, I have been playing Prison Simulator. That is true. I did not have freedom this past week. Yep, it was hard for me to be free because yes, the wife stayed here. I love you though too much, but yes, you were here the whole week.
I heard you're
And
playing the sequel to A Way
um,
Out. It's called
oh,
No Way Out.
no way out. Yeah, I'll be part of the sequel
No
to No
Way
Way
Out,
Out. Yes.
featuring Crazy
Crazy
Louie.
Louie. Crazy Louie running away from the wife. Yeah. But yeah, she was here pretty much till Tuesday morning. I thought she was leaving on Monday, but no, she left on Tuesday and I was freedom. I was so happy, but I love her. But yes, she was here, so I couldn't play as much. But when I had the chance to play, I did play. But with the throw, made the lightest. What's it called? Sword throw, is it, or what's it? I mean, the leading throw.
Oh,
Yeah.
Strep. You
Strap
were
throw,
saying
yeah.
Strep, weren't you?
Yeah, I had some strap throws, so yeah, it was pretty much I stayed chilled and relaxed. But yeah, when I got the chance to play, I got the chance to play a little bit of Red Dead Redemption. And speaking about cool stuff and news going around, hey guys, Alf is coming back. The TV show. You guys remember Alf, the little alien?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's coming back,
Wow.
that's coming
and
back.
yes, it is. And guess who's doing
I,
the voice?
who?
Guess.
Me?
No, not you. Ryan
Son of a.
Reynolds. Ryan
Okay.
Reynolds is going to be
Okay.
the voice of Alf. It's going to be a
Okay.
TV show. They just posted that up. I don't know if it's true. I got to look for it, but if that's true, man, I'm super
If
excited for that. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
if that's true, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
That would
heck yeah.
be that'd be okay.
That'll be okay. Alf was a pretty fun show. Is it Marvel? No, it's not Marvel. Malcolm X. No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, Chris Lou will be Alf in DR. Yes, I will be Alf in DR. And speaking about Alf and DR, let's get right through our itinerary because why the heck not? It's a bad transition,
Well,
but I did not kick.
no,
Oh, what's
no,
up?
you know what? You know what? I want to cut you off real quick because
Okay.
I was doing some investigation work just now.
Oh,
You had a hard time telling us what you were sick with.
oh,
So I'm kind of thinking that Louis maybe pulled some fudge on that one. When the missus was around, he's like, "I'm sick, Sourblow. I can't even,
nah,
honey, boss. I can't play. I can't." So I think maybe it was actually a ploy, is because then you
nah,
were able to play more games and she couldn't give you grief for it.
no.
I
To
think
be
that's what this is.
no, no, no. I was actually
And now
sick.
all of a sudden she's
When
gone. You're suddenly like
when you have
miraculously healed.
no, when you have white stuff around your throat,
Mm.
when the back of the
White
throat, yeah.
stuff around your throat?
Back of the throat, back there, right here, back, not around, back there. To the I don't know what these things are called in English. I mean, dalitis. How do you say sound blow?
They're
I don't know.
lymph nodes. But
Yeah.
chat, you heard,
Yes, I'm gonna hop
you
into it.
heard Crazy Louie.
Yes, you
You
guys heard
heard
me.
it first.
Yes, but either way, though, I was sick. I was sick. Yeah, I was sick, but yeah. Oh man, it was an awful week. I couldn't talk as much. Even my ears hurt with that thing. It was annoying. And hey, there is a $2 super chat from Mr. Joanna Dark saying Jarg work is a code for Pikmin 4. Right,
Yep.
son?
Yep. Pikmin 4, as soon as I was done mowing the yard with the disc, I put it back under my door so I could prop the door open again. So
Mike.
we're good.
Mike said you
We're
need proof.
good.
Oh, I do have the proof. I just gotta get the receipt from the injection I got on my butt on Saturday night. I'm sorry I could not film it, but yes,
What you
Saturday
got
night I
on
had to
your
get
what?
it on my butt.
Injection in his butt and white stuff in his throat.
Oh,
I This sounds like I'm watching an episode of Oh No, It's Alex, and someone's getting caught in 4K saying some
No,
terrible things.
no, nothing like that.
No,
No, no, no, no, no, no, no.
no,
That, not
no.
that.
This sounds like a
That was
perfect sound clip.
Oh man.
no, 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 no. I got it.
Pause.
I had to get
Yeah,
my.
exactly,
Uh,
Mr. Dark in chat. Whoa, pause.
no, no, no. I'm not. No, guys. No, no.
You
The
get a
thing is,
timeout.
I don't get a timeout. It's true. I mean, I
I
had to go
think you do.
that night. I had to go because my ears started to bother me as much because it got really sore. So they had to inject me. So the only way to inject it is on the butt. That's what they got to do. Yep. Sorry, guys, but that's how it is. Yes, chat. I know you guys are having so much fun with my butt injection and my white stuff on the throat. Yes, but nothing like that. Dear
Oh man.
Lord.
You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I think this is going to be clipped and sent to Oh No, It's Alex, and it's going to look real bad. Oh, dear Lord. But, anyways, let's get right into the flight itinerary. We have, which hoping that our guest pops in, we would do. If not, the security screen, we can switch that to later. But either way, though, in the climb, we have Killer Instinct, RDR Port, Halo Infinite, and for Cruise, Squirt Enix, Neeks Xbox, Quakecon 2023, and that's about it. So
Crazy.
it's time.
Before we go to our captain, actually, I
All right,
want to
let's
jump in real quick,
go for it, brother. Go for it.
and I just want to mention, thank you for everyone in the chat, real quick. And just wanted to say real quick, for those of you that wants to further support us, you are already supporting us by being in the chat, commenting, hitting that like button, subscribing. But if you want to further, support us, we do have memberships. We have 3 tiers. We have the economic tier, the business class, and we have first class. For each tier, we do have, of course, several benefits. As you see, the super stickers, the badges, which is on all the tiers, the members get access to that. And then we got other things like, for example, your flight tickets that if you're a channel member already, you probably received already your tickets for today's flight. I will make another video further explaining each tier because there are other benefits. For example, there's a monthly handbook that will have several cool information. But Captain, I'll pass it to you, and let's start this flight.
Yes.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sour's turned on the subscribe button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel. Goodness. There's the blooper. There you go. Please
You
don't
made a
put
loop.
beverages next to your desk, underneath your seat, or in front of you. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt, and also make sure you've hit that notification bell. We gently remind you that smoking and drinking are not prohibited on this flight. However, acting like it's a bad thing when Microsoft partners with Samsung to provide Game Pass baked into TVs, when a certain other console company was trying to do the exact same thing a few years ago. Strictly prohibited. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight panelists. Thank you. Back to you.
All right, let me go real quick and let's go through this awesome list of our chat, man. We got 21 people in the chat. So
yeah.
awesome. Thank you all for being on here. Let us start off with it's Timmy. What's up, Timmy? Hello, how are you doing? Talos, the man with the ray. Hello, 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 John TJ. What's up, my dear brother, John TJ? Yes, I need a DM John TJ. We gotta play some Fortnite. It's been a while. Let's keep going down the list. Hello, Mr. Dark. Hello, hello, G. Maybe. What's up? Oh, look who's there. Oh, it's the Shaddai, the one who's been silently playing Halo behind our backs and not inviting us, right, Sourblow? Yep, Shaddai, yep. No worries, Shaddai, we'll get you. We'll get you. You piece of, I love you though, but we'll get you. So keep going down the list. Okay, let's see who else is on here. Said hello to Talos. What's up? What's up? Let me see. Sanchez Martinez Gaming. What's up, Sanchez? I hope everything is awesome for you. Hey, Rachie. Hello, hello, hello. RSJ fan. What's up, brother RSJ? RWK88. Hello, hello, hello. Let's keep going down this list. Oh, man. Lots of people on here today. Marco, MXLAX. What's up, Marco? How you doing, brother? Who else is here? Who else is here? Ooh, I could, what did I, wait, what did Sarah do? I thought the show ended. I said, wait, do we already end the
Sorry
episode?
about that. I accidentally hit the the intro. I try to unmute myself.
Oh, dear Lord.
Surprise, we're flying again.
And now you lost me with all the guests on here.
Oh.
Oh, Lucas here, our first member to the list, back from the dead. Thank you so much, brother, for doing the membership. I saw your tweet last week. Sorry I did not get to you, but hey, man, I wanted to thank you so much for being the first member on our membership, brother. Really, thank you so much for that, brother. Really, really, really thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep on going and listen to all who have become members. Thank you to you all. Also, I love you all to death. Going down the list, who else is here that I did not say hi to? Just in case I missed somebody, let me see. Oh, Mike, who? My friend. What's up, Mike? How are you doing, brother? No, the memberships do not come with the doctor giving the shot on my butt. No, it does not. And that would not be appropriate. Now, next time I'll take my wife so that way she records it and we will post it. Nah, Twitter will ban me because Twitter's now banning everybody for everything. Did I say what's up to the RWKDA? Yeah, I think I did. But either way, though, what's up again? Obi Rose Kenobi, what's up, Obi Rose Kenobi? Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Who else did I say hi to? And that's about it. Oh, Mike Johnson. He says, yo, what's up, Silent? Hi, Mike Johnson. How are you doing? So now it's time to get this show on the road.
Yeah, before the show start, I just want to quickly recommend follow Back from the Dead. He's actually making some streams. And also Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you're a fighting fan, he streams a lot of like fighting content. So
Who? Rose? Obi Rose Kenobi?
yes.
Really? Ooh,
Yeah,
nice,
really cool.
nice, nice.
He does a lot of cool little things. Like he also like edits some of the like he does like fighting games, like small clips, and then he adds like sounds from other games, which is kind of hilarious.
I gotta follow him then because I follow this guy. Oh, this guy's really good. He's good with fighting games. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
This guy.
Yeah, this guy.
this guy. I follow this guy. He's great.
Yeah. I'll tell you the name.
He does content about video games, mainly ones where you play them. So you guys should follow it.
I forgot his name, but either way though.
That's
But hey,
sour.
send us the link back, man, so we can post it on here. Post your link over there on chat so people can follow you, my dear brother.
No,
So
Back has been killing it. He's been doing a ton of streaming stuff for a while now. He's killing it. It sounds like he's going to be playing some Destiny with the wife later too, so that'll be pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, Destiny with the wife. I gotta stream one day when I play Overcooked with my wife. And then,
Okay, this is getting a little bit wild. Let's just jump into the topic.
Oh, crazy!
So we talked a little bit of fighting games. So speaking of fighting games, let's begin with the opening topic. We have Killer Instinct Balance Update.
Yes.
Was announced at Evo 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And
Evo. Is it Evo or Evo?
Evo. It's Evo.
I thought he meant Evo. Is it Evo? There was like an Evo thing going on.
Evo. Okay. So, Iron Galaxy made a tweet, or no, wait, was it Iron Galaxy? No, it was. Who was it that made the tweet?
I did.
No. Well, the tweet says anyway.
It's from Iron Galaxy made the tweet.
No, I think it
I see it.
Okay,
Our friends.
Our friends at our Iron Galaxy are back. And together we're bringing you Killer Instinct free 10th anniversary update later this year, including a balance update, improved matchmaking, and 4K support for Xbox Series X and Series S. So apparently the memory was the RAM was enough here.
Oh, it was?
For this balance update. So more information will be coming soon. So
yes.
Crazy. You seem super excited for this. Are you a Killer Instinct fan? And what do you think about this update?
Man, I'm
Mm.
super excited about it because hey, man, we've been screaming and yelling. We want more fighting games, especially this game, Killer Instinct. Because basically, let's be honest, Killer Instinct was the one who invented those cool combo stuff. Let's be honest about that. Probably people are gonna say, "No, it was Street Fighter. No, it was Mortal Kombat." No, guys, I don't say something. What made it really popular was Killer Instinct. So yeah, I'm super duper happy that they're actually bringing the 10th anniversary. Super duper happy that they're updating it to to the Xbox Series X, Series S. And now I have like a question about it. Will we see Killer Instinct 2 coming soon or something? Because really, they should come up with a part 2 since now they're making this 10th anniversary version. But yes, either way, I'm super excited, super happy. They should add more characters now since they bought all these companies, right? They should add the Doom guy. They should add a couple more guys on there because hey, I mean, what was this guy's name that they added in the Halo dude? The guy with the weird fang things. I forgot his name. They added him to the game. They also added this weird ghost chick, which she was pretty cool. I think her name was like Suko. I don't know what her name was, but she was scary as hell. And they added a couple.
No.
They also added what's his name from I don't want to say the name because I don't know why those frogs have those weird names from uh oh man from
Battletoads.
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 Yes, they had some weird
Crazy.
names. Yes, yes,
You
yes.
were struggling there.
I was
What,
Crazy.
struggling.
Zit? They had
Yeah,
Zit.
Zit, Rash, Wart. What kind of
Yeah.
names are those? Damn, I mean, those are nasty ass names. But either way, though, they had all those cool characters. So yes, I hope they add more new characters into this game because this game really rocks. Really. Yeah.
Crazy.
What's up?
Let
What's
me
up?
ask
What's up?
you real quick. Sorry to
Go for it.
interrupt you, but
Yes.
why do you think Killer Instinct wasn't like as successful as it could have been? And what do you think they should do like moving forward?
Hmm. Here's the thing, though. When it first came out, you're talking about the new Killer Instinct that came out for Xbox One, right? Back in the day.
Yeah, the one that's getting the update. Yeah, of course that one.
Okay, here's the thing. When that game came out, you only had like two characters to play with. You had Jago, and I forgot who was the other person. And then you had to like go your way around. You had to start purchasing and buy all these characters. It got pretty annoying. Instead of making it like okay, let's do like Mortal Kombat, release like 20 characters, then make a combat pack. Which again, it's not like I'm supporting it. I rather it be like it was in the old days. Like in the old days, you had to figure it out. Do something in order to get a secret character. I like doing it back how it was back in the day. But now you have to like or buy the combat pack or do something like that. That's why that game started pretty bad. It wasn't a bad game, but just the way they were promoting it and the way they were pushing it, it was bad. Just by having just two fighters and you had to go buy everybody else, that was pretty, damn. Why the heck do I have to buy all those fighters, $60, $80, that's insane. And then they just started adding more characters. So, and of course, you had to buy the other characters, which is cool. Okay. But they freed all the characters, right? That you had to purchase. They freed them. And they just started doing what the combat pack did, which is fine. But that's why that game back in the day did not do successful because, hey, same thing happened with Street Fighter Five. When Street Fighter Five came out, it only had like, what, 6 or 7 characters? I think it was, or five. I don't remember. And you had to go and buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. Oh, and another thing which really, really, really irritated me about that game, there wasn't a good story. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. One of the hardest bosses wasn't Killer Instinct. That bull with the two heads, that guy with a big hammer, he used to beat the hell out of everybody in there. I think it was Killer Instinct 2 or Killer Instinct 1. I don't remember which one he was in. But that guy with that hammer, it was a gargoyle. He beat everybody up. He was one of the toughest bosses that was on there. But yeah, it was missing also a story. So I hope on this one, they add the story, they add more cool stuff to it. Like I said, more new characters to make this game better. And since it's on Game Pass now, hey, give us some cool stuff. Give us all these characters, especially since you're buying all these companies. Like I said, give us the Doom guy. Put the Master Chief in there. Can you imagine Master Chief versus Doom guy? Who would not want to see a fighting scenario like that? I would love to see that. That would be pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, that would be awesome. But yeah, that's why it wasn't successful back in the day. But I now know that I hope they do not make the same mistake. They release the game with all the characters in it, and hey, let's have some fun with this game.
Okay. Yeah. Personally, for me, when I jumped in, I didn't jump in day one. I think there was more characters. However, like when you got the game, I think it was either you got the game. I think it was, I don't know if it was free, but I know, yeah, I think it was free. But you get like one character, and then you had to purchase each of the other characters,
Yeah.
which that was not a good idea. And then, or you purchase like there was like an ultimate version, which gave you I think most of the characters. I think kind of like what you said, they should have released at least a good package, like 20, 15 characters. Maybe you could have added a few that were unlockable. Let's say you release 15 characters and maybe 6 are unlockable, and then you add some DLCs which you do purchase, and those could be like the special ones, like the Master Chief, the Battletoads, the Doomslayer, etc. I think that way it would have worked much better. But hopefully, they learn from this, and moving forward, they do a better job with. I don't know if they should reboot it or if they should do a sequel. What do you think, Silent? What should be their like? I know they're doing an update. Do you think they're gonna continue to give service to this, or this is just kind of like getting people prepared for like a sequel or a reboot? And how do you think? Do you think Iron Galaxy should work on the next Killer Instinct?
So this one's an interesting one, right? There's a lot of history going on with this game with everything that happened. Um, I I get that suspicion that like they're gonna get this thing up and rolling again, right? Because they're talking about in the Twitter post we ended up seeing, they talked about the fact that like they've got this update that's hitting, and then they're preparing for their next 10 years of support, right? That makes me think it's not just support for the current game, right? Like my assumption, and I hopefully I'm not wrong. I could be though because this stuff happens sometimes, but like I could see them having another game. And I think at this point, it seems like it's way more likely. And I feel like they're kind of teasing it, trying to stoke those flames a little bit. Uh, I would be really excited for it. I did not play a lot of it when it first came out. I think same type of thing. Like there weren't a lot of characters to play with initially. I was busy playing other games. It came out it was early in Xbox One gen. So I was playing Dead Rising 3, I was playing Forza, I was playing all these other things. I wasn't playing a lot of Killer Instinct. And so it just kind of glossed over, but when I jumped into it recently, all I could think is like they could do a lot with this, and they are continuing to support this thing. Like they're showing that they have the interest in keeping this thing going. They know that they want a fighter in their collection of games, right? Like in the stable of IPs and stuff, they want to make sure that they keep this thing going. And I know obviously they had some of the developer issues initially, right? Because they lost their first one to Amazon, I think it was. Amazon came out and bought the studio. And so then it's like, oh, well, we're not going to be here to support the game anymore. So now they had to find someone else. But it seems like these guys have been pretty good stewards with it. And it kind of makes me wonder if maybe this is a sign at maybe a relationship to kind of blossom and come as time goes on, right? Like we saw the stuff with Embracer where they loaned their teams over to work on Perfect Dark, right? It kind of gets me wondering if some of these little like splinter projects that they're doing is basically kind of like grooming them to determine if they want to pick them up and actually acquire them directly as time goes on. See how they do with these development deadlines and stuff like that, and not have another one of those situations like what we had with that. What was the dragon game? I'm forgetting the name. It was the one that got canceled. The guy with
Oh,
the
Scalebound.
Dre.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
scale.
mention that. Delilah's
Yeah.
here. What are you doing?
So, sorry,
Rude.
Delilah. but
We
it
love
but it
you.
kind of makes me think like maybe, just maybe, this is them kind of looking and being like, okay, well, how can these guys handle the deadlines?
Delilah
How can they
has
do to support these
unsubscribed.
games?
Nice
Sorry,
to
Delilah.
have.
Also, it's great to have you here. Sorry.
So
I
so
forget. I forget.
so here's something another character that they missed in that game. You know that flaming dude with his name is Cinder. I think it was Cinder.
Flaming
Yeah.
dude. Yes.
Yeah,
Cinder.
Cinder, yeah.
Cinder.
Yes.
Yeah, Cinder was missing from the game. That was another good character, you know. And the boss's name, which I was looking for him, his name was Idol. I mean, Idol kicked our butts back in the day. That
I
boss.
don't think he was that hard, honestly.
You don't think Idol
Hmm.
was hard? Oh my god, he was
No.
annoying. Every time he hit you, started slapping on the floor like, you know, like oh my
To
god,
to to me personally, Spinal was more annoying.
Spinal annoying. Spinal
Spinal,
was
yeah.
annoying. And
He
here's
was annoying to me.
and the guy from Halo they added was Inquisitor. So yeah, Inquisitor's in the game. Who else did they add? Arbiter. They also added General Ram. So yeah, they should add Marcus Phoenix into the game. Like I said, and add all these cool characters. Make this game, huge. You guys have so much now, cool characters to add in there. Add them.
You,
Just seriously, just add them into the game. Also, add the Quake dude. Why don't you add the Quake dude in there too? Oh man, you imagine Quake dude in there fighting Doom.
you know what?
Generic Quake dude.
Generic Quake dude, yes. Oh, what's the guy? What's the guy's name? What's the quick guy's name? Do you guys know? You got green
I
guy.
don't know honestly. But
I
you know
don't
what?
think
What?
they. I don't think
Oh,
they ever
sorry.
actually tell us.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Oh, okay.
I
Well,
was just saying. I don't think they actually tell us what his name ever is. I think it's
no.
very much like it's like what Doom was, right? Is like generic
Mhm.
UNC Ranger or something. Like
It was Doom is Doom guy. That's his name though. Doom guy. I don't know why,
Well, it's
but
Doomslayer. Doomslayer.
no, they call him Doom guy.
it is now, but like back in the
Yeah.
day,
Oh, back in the day.
it was literally just like
Doom guy.
dude that kind of looks like Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Like that was.
But
But yeah,
but I was
sorry,
gonna
Sour.
say
You
real
go
quick.
for it.
Yeah. Let me go. Something you said that I was thinking about. Iron Galaxy. You have that relationship. I think Killer Instinct wasn't a bad game. It was just the way it was presented wasn't the right way.
Mhm.
So I feel that having them back and making the next Killer Instinct, and maybe also you can add, because we're seeing a lot of collaborations between studio, and we have heard in the past that Ed Boon would love to work on Killer Instinct. What if we can at least get a small team with Ed Boon together with Iron Galaxy and work on the next Killer Instinct? That
That
would
that
be that would
that
be
that
great.
Don't get my
that
hopes up.
that was another thing though. I remember the old Killer Instinct had like these type of fatality things, which this new one I don't know if this new one had it. I don't know. I could be wrong,
Fatality?
guys. Yeah, there was I don't
No,
that's
fatality is
In
more combat. You mean
in
the
Doom?
ultras?
Oh, in Killer. Oh,
in Killer Instinct. Yes, there
I don't
was.
know about that.
No.
Yes, there
I must not have
was.
been good enough to unlock them, I guess.
There's.
So I did not
I
get those.
just don't want to use this example since there are lady presents, but
Um,
yes, Orchid had
Doom
like a thing, and yeah, but let's leave it like that. But yes, they had
sounds
like
like
a
he's
cool thing.
fishing for a timeout.
No, not fish. I'm
Doom
being
Reaper,
serious.
Doom Reaper in the chat points out. So Doom guy's name is apparently Flynn Taggart. So
Really?
thanks for keeping us honest on that one because I had
Oh wow.
no idea on that
Wait
one.
a minute. How
So
come I did
thanks,
not know
Doom Reaper.
that? Doom Slayer's name. Really? That's his name?
That's what he says. Doom guy's name is Flynn Taggart. That sounds like a pretty cool name, to be
No,
honest.
to be honest, his name is William J. Blackwiz 3. What?
No, you're thinking of Wolfenstein champ.
No, I just looked for it. I said Doomslayer's name
Billy
on Google.
Blazkowicz.
It says William J. Blazkowicz 3.
Where are you looking at this on? Are you
He's
looking
looking
on
at
this?
probably
I
Wikipedia.
no, I googled it. Oh yes,
He's on
Wikipedia.
there looking on the Inquirer website or something. What
Oh
the?
wait, but now his Doom 3
That
novels. Doom guy's name was John Kane. He had different names. What the hell? Okay, this is
never
confusing.
trust Wikipedia.
I
If
think
that's
I'm
Oh,
gonna
in the
true.
books. Oh, in the
read
books.
from.
Okay. In the books. All right. I get you now. Let's believe in the books and not believe on the internet. So, goodbye, internet. It's in
Oh
the book.
man.
Dear Lord. But man, oh
It's
man.
a small glimpse into Crazy Louie's life. You hear messages and stuff on the back end. He's like, "It's true, Sourblow. I saw it. I saw it on the web, so
Well,
it must be
because
true."
it says, I'm being serious though. I'm looking for the name. John remember one of
Okay,
the fathers
okay.
of Doom Third Cut Marine who comes out like.
But
Never mind. Let's continue though.
I
That's
do think, like you're saying, Sour, I do think that there's a really good possibility where like we're seeing these collaborations and all this stuff. I think potentially it could lead to a bigger thing as time goes on, realistically, and it would be a really good move for them. They've obviously shown that they're interested in supporting this game on the long term. And again, like I said, giving us a heads up that like they're planning on supporting it again for another like 10 years, that makes me think like, okay, they've got other plans. It's not just supporting the same game they're on right now. Personally, that's just my thought.
You know what else would be cool if they add on there? Because I said this once and I'll say this again. I mean, they should add Banjo Kazooie to Killer Instinct, but make him Evil Kazooie. Kind of like that movie, with the bear who grabs that thing, that package, and goes all evil. Make Banjo
yeah,
Kazooie evil.
makes no sense. But
Why not,
sorry
man?
about
Can you
that.
imagine a pissed off Banjo Kazooie beating the hell out of you with this kazoo? Wait, not with the banjo. I was about to say with this
See,
kazoo, but it's the
is he
No,
banjo.
trying to suggest that we make Cocaine Bear the game, collaborating Killer Instinct? Is that
Yeah,
what we're getting at?
yeah, pretty much. With Banjo Kazooie being all pissed off,
you,
beating you up
Come
with his
on,
banjo. Come
crazy.
here, you know.
you know what would work with Banjo if you want to add him like in a multiplayer. Do you
Yeah.
remember that multiplayer that Conquer had, Silent, where it was kind of
Yeah.
like a mini battle royale where you can
I
fight?
did
You
not.
know,
I did not play it.
that
I
was so
played
fun,
Conquer.
man.
I played Conquer, but I never played the multiplayer
You
for
never
some
played the
reason.
multiplayer? Oh, they were so fun.
Uh-uh.
Like you can go around like with the katana and like
Yeah,
chops
and
the
you know,
opponent
and
head off. It
you
was
know what else you can do?
Maybe
You
maybe
know
I
what?
did.
You know what else you can do in that
Crazy,
game?
crazy.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
fishing.
crazy. You're this close
He's
for
fishing.
What? But hey, it was in the
I
game,
think
so it's not bad saying it. I mean, he had an acid pee, didn't he? Like pee around. That was
I
acid.
think I
Yeah.
think Crazy has been gone just long enough that he forgot about how repercussions come when bad decisions are made.
yeah.
You see, look, even Mr. Dark says, I want Conquer and Blinks with Crash in the game called Furries in Time. All right, see, he gets me. You see, Mr. Dark gets
That
my
but
idea.
that's
We need
not
to
what you
get.
said. That's not
That's
what
not
you
what
said.
that's not what
It's
you
not the
said.
same
No,
game.
no. We're talking about Killer Instinct, right? Make Banjo Kazooie Evil
Oh,
Kazooie. Why not? You
sweet
got you
baby
have an
Christmas.
evil Ryu. You have a cute Akuma. Why don't we get an Evil Kazooie? Why not?
Different.
RWK, yes, I think Crazy is drunk.
Nah,
To be
nah,
fair,
nah, nah,
And not
nah,
he
nothing.
doesn't even drink one beer. So
he Sourblow. I only drink 150 beers. Only 150 beers.
crazy
Mm-hmm,
when
mm-hmm.
when crazy drink, does he drinks at 30 FPS or 50? No, 60 FPS.
60 FPS, buddy. I drink a 60 FPS. And
I think he's like a
last
Nintendo Switch. I think he's like a 15 or a 10 FPS.
the
He's
last
like,
time I drank, I had 13 beers. Yep, that was the last time. And that was last Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Right?
Anyways, I think we should get on and keep on moving a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'll be really cool. Fingers crossed we see more from this, right, Sour? Fingers
Yes.
crossed we can play some more Killer Instinct in the future and not just updates, but maybe a new game. Who
Maybe a new
knows?
game.
Who
Mm-hmm.
knows? Um, but God, speaking of a game that I would also love to see some more content from, Red Dead Redemption, right? So we ended up finding out about that this week. Turns out that Red Dead Redemption is going to be releasing on PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. However, there's a little bit of a caveat, right? So info that was reported on comicbook.com by Cade Onder, this new version is being referred to as a conversion rather than a remaster or remake. It's largely the 2010 game that we know, but it's now available on Nintendo Switch, PS4, as well as PS5 through back compat. With seemingly an extra layer of polish to ensure that it's utilizing the hardware, supposedly. We'll see what that actually looks like when this thing comes out, right? Because it kind of sounded like it was going to be pretty much like the game just on those systems without really much past that. I get a little nervous with this though because we saw that GTA trilogy pack that came out a few years ago, right?
Hmm.
And if this isn't even supposed to be on that level, which was not great, but if this isn't even supposed to be on that level, makes me a little nervous. Like, what are we talking about when we talk
Hmm.
about an extra layer of polish? Um,
Uh,
Crazy. You obviously are bursting at the brim with news. What's up?
Here's the thing, though.
What you
I,
got?
I did play, recently, and Sourblow has played the first one recently too. And to be honest, it does not play bad though. I mean, if it gets a good
Cool.
polish and it plays the same, if it still feels good. The controllers feel good still. I just hope they add more cool stuff. Like more side missions and stuff like that. Especially since
They're
they're paying
not.
$50. But
They're not. So I'm glad you actually brought that up. And obviously, I'll loop you guys into this as we go. But Take Two's CEO actually came out and defended Red Dead Redemption's release and the costs, specifying that it was a commercially accurate price, is how he phrased it. This game is releasing at $49.99 is what we're going at. So 13 years old for $49.99, and it's not going to have a bunch of extra content. It is going to have the extra content. So we're going to end up seeing the content that had been released, like the undead and all that stuff. Like we'll see. I think those 2 DLC packs that came out, but we're not going to see a bunch of new content. It sounds like. So if you're hoping for like the ultimate edition that's going to come with a bunch of extra stuff we haven't already seen in the past, it does not look like that's what we're going to be finding. Sour. I don't think they gave us the specs, and maybe I just missed it. But I think, well, actually, I think I remember them saying at some point during this chaos that this one that's coming in is actually going to be sitting at the stock 30 frames per second, and I think 1080p as well. What are your thoughts on that? And how how much of a bargain for folks on Xbox side is it, the fact that they can just pop in their existing disc if they're in the ecosystem and play it with an upgraded version via the back compat and the upgrade performance that they did a few years ago for the back compat?
Yes. Um, well, I'm not. I'm not gonna directly, blame Take Two or like, anyone else because they're not getting the 60 FPS version, because this is something that Microsoft kind of prepared, and they did a very good job at basically with the FPS boost and all that for retro. You know, uh, Not retro for back
backwards compatible.
backwards compatible. Thank you, crazy.
Yeah, Louis,
so
get out.
so that's something it's a very good, nice feature, especially if you want to play those games that you miss. I think the big problem and the big issues is the price. The price is very high for a game that's you know isn't it a 360 game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of
So
which, oh, sorry, go ahead.
so no, so basically, for you're paying almost full price because that game, I'm assuming it released at $60 because we didn't had
Correct.
$70 games at that
Yep.
time. So it's only $10 cheaper for an old game. You're not even getting, like a frame boost, which people have been, destroying other games for not playing at 60. And then you have a
Mm.
much older game that, you know, should be probably running at 60. And then you're paying, that high of an amount. That kind of sucks, but I'm
I
glad
am
that
I am
just to
so happy that you brought that up actually about the value proposition.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you right off, because Strauss Zelnick actually stated that Red Dead Redemption was a great standalone game on its own, as well as Undead Nightmare. So two separate things, right? Perfect, like great standalone games in their own right when they were originally released. So we feel like it's a great bundle for the first time and certainly a great value for consumers. What do you think about that one? I mean, the thing is, I don't disagree with him. This game is great. This game still holds up really well, even on a non-modified version, non-updated version. This game is still really good. But man, I feel like he's slinging some real BS trying to justify that $50 price range, and it hurts a little bit to hear. What's your take on that one?
I mean, again, like I am happy that more people get to play it, because at the end of the day, that's always good. Apparently for some it's not, but it's always good when more people get to play a game. But I do feel at the same time that the price is the issue, and
Yeah.
this also happens with like other games. Like for example, I feel like and not to throw shades, but like a game like Ratchet and Clank, for example, that a lot of people feel it's a good game,
Hmm.
but you releasing it 2, 3 years later on PC and then having such a high price, it doesn't really like that's probably why it didn't sell as good, because like the
Uh,
when you see like it's not like, sure, like Nintendo games, they don't lose value, but it's kind of always been like that, and you have to buy it at that price. So if Nintendo games were to release on PC or other platforms, and they have that same price, in a way it will be more justifiable, because like the other guys are still paying that amount. But when
Hmm.
you have a game like Red Dead Redemption, let's go back to the topic, and it costs, how much does it cost on the Xbox store, right?
right now, I checked. It was $30. The price is 30
Yep.
bucks. It was
So
30 bucks right now.
so you're paying
20 more.
$20 extra.
Paying a premium for one that's not even like an
Yes.
updated version, which is kind of a tough pill to swallow
What?
for fans, right? Like they felt like it's kind of a waste, the fact, because like they had hoped for something more significant. Um, a little bit up in arms, and I can't blame them, right? Because it is a 13-year-old game at $50. Generally nowadays it feels like the PC games, when we see a release on
Hmm.
console or whatever, you're seeing a $50 to $60 price point. So the fact that this is coming out at almost like a brand new, newly released game cost is not the greatest thing. That being said, you and I both know, well, all three of us know, that thing will sell like gangbusters nonetheless. I think the first game ended up selling like 14 million copies or something, which compared to like a Grand Theft Auto is not that much. But
Let
that's
me go.
still, I mean, for something that you literally didn't put like
Yeah,
any extra work into, or very minimal work, like your return on investment is probably
but
insane on
but you
that game.
see,
It
that's
sold 23 million copies by
23, sorry.
yeah 20 by
Okay.
2021.
yeah, but
But
that's
he
part of. Oh, sorry, guys.
he I was gonna say something real quick, but here's the thing though, Sour. People jump on it either way, even though it comes out 2 or 3 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later. People always like to jump on it either way, and they go ahead and purchase it. This is something that I call this is a mistake, right? If you game like you were like how you were talking about Ratchet and Crank, right? It's a game that came out 3 years ago, in 20 no 2 years ago. My bad, 2021, right? It came out, cost $70. Okay, cool, awesome. But now you go put it on PC, yet you're charging again $70 when probably the game is probably like 40 to 50 right now or something like that. And they've been doing that recently with what was the other game? The Last of Us and all those games, right? But yeah, that is a huge price hike, for especially for a game if that we do not know what kind of upgrades it's gonna get. Is it gonna get better polished? Probably so, but have we seen how good of a polish it's gonna get? Like Simon was saying, since we saw the Grand Theft Auto series, which was a huge mess. I mean, that was messy. That was really bad. I'm sorry, but it was bad. Take Two did really bad with that. After what was the price on that? Was it $60? Wasn't it, or how much was
It
it?
was 60, yeah, it was
Yeah, it
$60
was.
when it released. So you
Yeah.
figure $20 a piece, which okay, it's not bad, except for from from what we discovered.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys played those ones, but when I started playing around with them, it became very clear. Like people were joking about the fact that they were the mobile versions, the mobile ports, right? I don't think they're wrong, because like when you play them, it's rough. Like obviously a game like that back from early 2000 time frame and stuff, yeah, it's not going to age super well, but man, those remasters, quote unquote, whew, that was a swing and a miss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that and this is the thing though. I think we read about it a couple weeks ago that was going to be a remastered or remake or something. Supposedly, it was like rumored to be like that, but
Yes.
but pretty
Yeah.
much now it's just to say, okay, we're just going to put it on PS5, we put it on Nintendo Switch, and it's going to be what for? They said it was going to be 4K, right? I don't know what they said.
4K. Yes, I
They
think it
said
was.
they said something about being
I think
4K, but like you were saying though, how good would that game look in 4K? It looks good still. I mean,
It looked
when you
great.
pop it in and you play it, it looks good. I mean, I'm not saying it looks bad; it looks good. But if you're gonna charge us 50, you gotta add something. You gotta give us something that we will enjoy. You gotta add a couple more side quests, add a couple more new things in order to pay those $50. But just don't make me pay 50 for a game that's pretty much it's gonna look prettier, just a little bit prettier, a little bit nicer.
right,
You probably get one bird, two birds, three birds, or that's it. That's
but
nothing.
you know why we get that crazy? Because we complain, but at the end of the day, we end up spending the money,
Money, yep,
and they continue to do that. People ask for a sequel for GTA 5. Like
yep.
they have been asking forever, and it's been taking so long. Why? Because people have continued to put money into GTA 5, and as long as they're making money, they were gonna milk the cow as much as they
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
That's
because
why we saw what Oblivion on like
Oh yeah,
every single platform
gee,
possible.
Lord,
But
how much
but
Oblivion
to
got there? You mean Skyrim? There was Oblivion. There was another one. I
Oh,
forgot.
sorry, Skyrim, not Oblivion. Yeah, my bad. It
Skyrim,
was
yeah,
Skyrim.
That was
I misspoke.
Skyrim has like
But
5 remasters and 6 remakes, doesn't it?
yeah, Skyrim actually has fun fact for folks. I don't know if they ever caught this, but if you go and you talk to your Amazon Alexa, you can play a Skyrim version through Alexa. Also,
what?
What?
fun fact for you, it
So
literally walks you through it. It basically pulls like a D&D tabletop type of scenario where like they're telling you what's going on and give you the options as to what to do and stuff.
wait.
It's pretty funny. I like it. But to go back to what Doom Reaper was saying in the chat, and I agree with him for sure, is like what this is ultimately about is the fact that it's going on to systems that it wasn't at previously, right? Like it's still not on PC, but it'll finally come to PS4, PS5, and Switch. I think I think the thing that's just a bummer about it is it sucks that those people are not going to get like a cleaned up, more refined version of that game as their first experience with that game if they've never played it, you know? Like for folks who have already played it, they already know what they're getting into and stuff, but it's just a bummer. It feels like it's kind of a missed opportunity by Rockstar where they could have, you know, made a release of this and like given it just a little extra like quality, like some quality of life and stuff.
Like I said, if you're gonna give us something, give us something extra. So I hope that they do. Man, why is my brain failing today, man? Jesus, come on, brain, work, 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 work. I hope that they do along the way, give us more content. If you give us more information about it, more content, because again, charging you $50 for an old game, especially on the Xbox since it's 30, that's pretty horrible. I mean, I'm actually not, I'm not really happy about it because really, okay, if the Xbox isn't 30, charge $30. That's it,
So
you know.
so real quick, so we can move on to other stuff real quick.
Yeah.
We actually do have a super chat from Ray Chi. Ray
Oh
Chi,
man,
thank
let
you
me
so
jump
much.
into this. It's a Canadian $2 super chat. It says $20 for all Resident Evil game bundle at Humble. Damn, that is
Yes.
nice, man. That is nice. $20.
Which like he
Yeah.
said below is like best value. Like that value is freaking nuts. for all those games. Like that is
Yeah.
killer. Great shout out on that. Hopefully anyone who's on PC, if they haven't already picked those up, like that's a no-brainer. $20 for that is freaking
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah, you should go ahead and pick them up, all of them if you can. Really, all those Resident Evil games, except for three, because
Yeah, I want
seriously,
to
they
give a
killed my
Yeah.
nuts.
quick update, real quick.
Go for
Mhm.
it, brother.
So the our guest,
Yes.
apparently, we had a little miscommunication. So she thought it was at 9 that we started. So she's currently
Oh.
driving, so she might
Oh,
not make
okay.
it.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay. Okay.
That's
Oh
cool.
no,
Well,
that's cool.
that's the unfortunate nature of time zones and trying to deal with that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man,
that's
and I want to talk about shark diving, cage diving over there, man. That's something I got to do if I go to Australia. I want to go inside a cage and swim with great white sharks
Oh
and
man.
film myself.
I also want you to go swim with the sharks.
I do too.
Speaking of dilemmas, so
Nice. Take note, crazy. That's how you do a transition.
so
Hey,
today we actually got an update for
ooh,
Halo Infinite where we will receive, or we have received, a new map and some numerous community request updates. So we received the new map called Dredge, inspired by Halo Reach Countdown, improved Pelican drops, fire team priority in big team battle, extermination medals in all modes, respawn camera control, reactive water plane, and stability improvement on all platforms. So, we were telling earlier to Silent Cypher, Halo Infinite has improved a lot. Not only the single player, but also the multiplayer. It's a much better experience, and they are releasing content more constantly. There are actually a lot of maps now, so that's very good. And we also have a rumor, kind of to tie it into this, from Project Tatanka. For those of you that don't know, Project Tatanka is that rumored battle royale that's being worked by Certain Affinity. And the rumor is that that game might have evolved into its own separate game, and it's going to be a much bigger game. Um, and then the person that I saw this rumor from, he also added, I forgot to write his name, but he also added that he would hope that it has its own campaign, multiplayer, and of course, the battle royale on. Oh, and this was by Reps Gaming. So I don't know you know, how real this rumor is, but I thought it was interesting to tie in this with the new update because I want to ask you guys, and I'm gonna start with you, Silent Cipher. With Halo improvement and the game starting to do much better, should Project Tatanka, aka the Battle Royale, which could be its own game now, should it remain as its own game and be separate from Halo Infinite, or do you feel like it should be combined now that Halo Infinite is doing much better? What's your take on that?
I I understand the logic of releasing the two separate, right? Like we obviously saw it with Call of Duty when they separated off their Warzone mode, so that way you could download, because as we know, video game sizes are massive nowadays, right? So if you can save a little bit of space on your hard drive, it's always nice to be able to download like a specific core set of files, right? So be it Halo Infinite multiplayer on its own or a Halo Infinite single player or same thing with Call of Duty or whatever. But I kind of feel like maybe at least at the beginning, attach it to the core file for Halo, provide it in that multiplayer one because it is split up right now. Like if you go in there, you can get one or the other separate. Um, I think locking it in together with the other multiplayer suite would probably be the best option to start off with, because at least then that gets people involved in the normal modes as well. Maybe get some extra people into those modes as well over time, and kind of helps bolster that community and that active like player count as time goes on. Because if you're going to try and support this thing and keep it moving and keep it growing over time, you need to make sure that you're getting fresh bodies into there, right? And a battle royale mode would get a good bit of people into that client at least. So then if you got there and you had, okay, well, I have multiplayer here, I have battle royale right over here on this one, at least then it's in your mind, oh, that's right, there's a regular multiplayer as well. And so maybe that'll keep it up.
You know what,
Sir.
Silent? I was not expecting that answer from you, to be honest.
Why?
So you kind of surprised me, no? Because you kind of hate Halo Infinite, but now I see that you're slowly you're slowly becoming a fan again of Halo Infinite. You're kind of pulling your ASCAP gaming on us, where like he traded in his Xbox, and now he's ready to come back.
No, sir. So here's what you, I guess, misunderstand about me. In a situation like this, I'm looking at the business aspect. If you want this thing to survive, you want this game, this service to survive, you need to have something like this to keep the player base.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what I think about Halo. This is just simply a business thing. If you put that in front of someone, it's just like when I used to work in the soda business, and you'd put a 4 for $10 on 12 packs right at the front of the grocery store. If you did that, people would just go right to it. They'd grab it. They'd go right to the register. They'd get out. But if you put it at the very back of the store and you said, oh, it's back here, they had to walk all the way through the store. They had to see everything else that was there to get to the deal. So if you do that, that gets more impulse buys, more impulse purchases, more impulse plays in this situation. So on a business aspect, I totally agree with it. I think it would make a lot of sense to pair them together.
Which it has happened to me that I go to the store to buy one thing, and then I end up with 5-6 things in the cart.
Yes, and it's genius, and there's a reason why they do it. I tell you 100%. That's why anytime you go into a grocery store and they have a Rockstar deal for like 69 cents a can on Rockstar, it's at the very back of the store. Is because they know that you're coming there for that when they see it in the ad. And you're going to get other things as you go back there.
Agreed. That is true.
Facts, Sour.
Facts.
Okay,
Shut up about Halo.
Crazy. Let's hear from you. I'm sure you have a different answer.
What's up? What do you want me to say?
What do you think they should do with Project Tatanka? Should they add it into Halo Infinite, or make it its own game with its own campaign, its own multiplayer, and have them basically simultaneously at the same time?
Separate?
Yes.
Yeah, I would rather have it separate. Of course, all the way. Something separate. Why not? Because kind of like Call of Duty, you got your Warzone, on one side, and you got your Call of Duty on the other side. So you can either install Warzone alone, play Warzone, or install Call of Duty with every game you bought. But yeah,
Gonna start calling you Louis the Selfish.
why
you don't want this game to survive.
What, Halo?
Yeah.
Why? Is it gonna survive? Why not?
Because you want to separate it so that way you split the multiplayer base.
Because here's the thing, though, we do not know what Tatanka is gonna be, and every time I hear that name, I start thinking about WWF Tatanka. I don't know why.
Can I get my popcorn before you guys start the?
What?
I initiated.
Before I start just pestering crazy, yeah.
Oh, crazy! You gonna let him say that to you?
What? Say what? What did he say to me?
Sour's just pardon the language.
I
Sour's
think
just shit starting.
Okay,
I think that word is a little too.
No, but here's the thing though. We do not know what's it gonna be. Like, for example, if it's gonna be like the ODST guys jumping in there, you gotta pick up gear, stuff like that. It's different than the Halo Infinite thing, right? So yeah, it's in the same universe, but it's different. Now, if it's gonna have like a bunch of Master Chiefs jumping in there, then yes, align them all together, put them all together. Agreed, 100% right there. But if it's gonna be like an ODST style type of thing, they jump down, they gotta grab the weapons, load up. You can do a separate thing. Nothing wrong with that. Multiplayer, I don't think multiplayer is on with Call of Duty Warzone. No, I think they're separate too. Could I be wrong? Because I don't remember. Because I know one thing is you got your Warzone, you either install your Warzone. I have to check that out because maybe I'm
Yeah,
confusing myself.
Warzone is
Yeah,
its own thing.
yeah, Warzone is its own thing. So yeah, why not? They should do their own thing with the Tanka and just put it on there. Just if it's an ODST thing. Now, if you got like I said a bunch of Master Chiefs jumping in there, then of course you got to line it up and put it together with the game. That's what you got to do. But yes, and something I'm happy about Halo Infinite is that hey, they are actually listening to the fans. Finally, they are listening to the fans. They are putting more content in there. They are making that multiplayer better, which is good. A lot of people probably might say, "Nah, it's still bad." Okay, but hey, they're working really hard to make it better. Sorry, you're one of them who keeps on saying it's way better than before. Shaddai, who plays silently behind our backs, right? With other guys. He doesn't invite us
Yeah.
anymore because he had like a weekly Tuesday invite or Wednesday invite. Now he doesn't. But it's
Oh, what
okay.
happened?
Shut up.
Since he's playing with ecstasy,
Yeah, yeah.
we're not on his level.
Oh, we're not on his level. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
problem.
okay.
Dang.
Dang. Okay, should I? We'll get you for
We
that. We'll
see
get
you,
you for
should
that.
I?
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we'll get you for that. But either way, though, like I was saying, I'm happy that they're working really hard. I'm happy that game is getting better. It's well deserved. And hey, let's get that to Taka now. And I hope that they do announce it sooner or later because yes, Halo does need its own battle royale. It does need it.
Yeah.
It does need its own battle royale, and I hope it does good. But before they push that out, they got to get their content straight and keep on pushing that good content out. Because if they're gonna put this battle royale out and not do good with it, then leave it the way it is.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say that I kind of agree with both of you guys in a way, and
Mm.
and this is what I'm gonna say. It all depends on what Project Tatanka ends up being.
Yeah.
If it's just kind of like um, if it's just kind of like a battle royale, I think you can have it where it's its own separate thing, but at the same time, um, they can add it to the launch, the launch menu at least. That way, if someone wants to download everything and they can have it there, you know, sure. But if you want to download it like separately, like you can give us that option, um, that would be kind of cool. Now, it all depends. So if you're gonna add a campaign that has nothing to do with Halo Infinite, then it has to completely be. I guess it would have to completely be like its own
Separate.
separate thing because
Yes.
you don't want confusing people with the storylines and all that, and it would make no sense.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to associate it with that story. Which honestly, I don't know why you would do a campaign that's completely because the Halo Infinite campaign was not a bad story. It wasn't the best story out of all the Halos, but it was a good story.
No.
And the multiplayer plays well. You just needed the content, which they are doing that. So hopefully, I'm hoping that there's a way that they can work together. But let's see what happens with that.
No.
Um,
Now's where I'm going to upset Sour.
oh,
Go for
oh,
it. Go for it. Go for it. Upset
Because
sour.
you did say that the story is good in Halo Infinite,
it's
of
good.
which there are beats, but I will tell you 100%, and this is my opinion, so just take it for what it is. This reminds me a lot of Crackdown 3
Uh oh. Uh oh.
I don't know
because
much about.
there are cool mechanics in there. There are some cool characters. There are some interesting engagements and stuff. Uh, but the actual format, the whole like taking over, like a tower and then turning into your own, doing stuff like that. It's literally it's that Ubisoft formula or that Crackdown 3 formula or well, Crackdown in general that we've seen in the past, right? And it's not a bad thing, but I feel like, the stories and stuff, the story beats that we saw in the old games, I feel like they held my interest more. This I play because the gameplay is really good. The story stuff is just kind of like it's a passenger in the car.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna defend it this way.
Right?
Personally, my experience maybe was different because I didn't stay too much on the open world, like doing all the like towers things.
Yeah.
I went more on the on the main quest,
Hmm.
and to me the story is it's better than Halo 5 and better than Halo 4.
Agreed. Okay.
I
So
don't know if I'd agree that
I would
because
agree.
I think it's better than Halo 5 and 4, and maybe even 1, because 1, to be
What?
honest, is more
What?
than the
What?
nostalgia, but
What?
oh,
I don't think 1 is.
sour.
I mean, it has a great
Sourblow.
introduction to it, but to me, 2, 3, and
Sourblow.
Reach are the like really got me like into
Sourblow.
Halo.
What's
With
wrong with
the
you? What do you mean one?
with the exception of the Agent Lock stuff, which yes, it did not feel like it was necessary in Halo 5, right? Um this I disagree with you on the story, dude. Like every time that they try and loop in story, it's literally a cut scene after a really crappy boss battle. Like
Ugh.
that's it. It's not engaging. It doesn't and mind you, because you mentioned the open world. I totally get what you're saying, but we weren't focusing on the open world either. I was just saying it's there. I'm saying the formula that they have is very much that Far Cry or Assassin's Creed or Crackdown formula where you capture a tower, you go to the next place, you capture another tower, you go to the next place. But the story is just kind of a backseat passenger in regards to the actual game. Like the main thing is the gameplay. The gameplay is crisp.
No, definitely, definitely.
Story,
Gameplay is.
it's all right.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't think the story was like out of the world. Like I thought it
he,
was
Halo 5 was better.
a very
what?
good story.
What? No
Nah,
way. No, I do not. No,
Halo
I'm
5 story
sorry.
was better.
no, you
No,
can't
no,
say
no,
Halo
no.
that.
You
4
can't.
story, Halo
No,
4
no, no.
story
I'm
was
sorry. I'm
better.
sorry. Halo. I would say Halo 4, but Halo 5. No,
Unless
no, no,
I'm
no, no, no,
unless
no,
I'm missing something
no, no,
later
no.
on in the storyline, I don't feel
No, no,
like
no.
I'm getting it
Even,
because it
even
feels
the,
like
even the line of
hold on,
disagrees with
crazy.
you. Okay.
I'm
I
gonna let you speak. I'm gonna
Okay.
let you
Okay.
speak.
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay.
but
I,
it literally all it does is pops in a little bit of story in time for you to either have a boss battle or complete a boss battle. There's not really much else besides that unless you pick up voice recordings.
okay, I
Okay.
would throw it to crazy real quick, but I'm just
Wait.
gonna say
Wait.
this. I
What?
think
You keep
the
ignoring me.
Halo 5 had a lot more potential, and if
Okay.
they would have worked the story more, maybe it
Okay.
could have been a better story. But the way the what we got was not better than Halo Infinite story. But go crazy.
Okay. Can I go now?
No.
Because I'm gonna be honest.
Wait,
I don't get.
crazy, real quick.
Well, son of a.
But wait,
Okay.
there's more.
I was gonna say thank you, Crispy, but I'm just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. But either way, though, let me tell you something, guys. Listen, you guys need to understand something. There's two types of Halo, right? We got the Bungie Halo, which is the one everybody loves and talks about, and then you have the 343 Halo, right? Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about 343 Halo. 343 Halo is not actually one of the best Halos, right? It's not actually one of the best Halos, but for this one, for Infinite, for the character, for the Master Chief, I love the way he moves. I love the way he shoots. I think that was the best improvement of the game. I mean, this Master Chief is totally badass on this one, Halo Infinite. I mean, the guy moves, the guy runs. He's freaking fantastic. I just love the way the game plays. It plays way better than Halo 5, Halo 4, and all the other Halos, right? That's on one thing I have to clap my hands for to 343 on that part side of things, right? Cool. But story wise, Bungie has had better stories, and that's the truth. Nobody can disagree with me on that. On Halo 4, it was a good story. Halo 5 was really bad. I'm sorry, I just did not like Halo 5, especially those pit stops. That was part of the story. Like for example, you landed on planet or something. It was like a 5 minute pit stop, and then you just continue the game. And I was like, why did they have to add this to the game? That was a waste of time and a waste of graphics and a waste of everything in that game. Right there on Halo 5, they should have just like what Sourblow said. They should have done something better with the story. And Halo Infinite, of course, right? Here's the thing. because all we do is talk about the multiplayer. But where the hell is the content you guys promised us for 10 years on campaign and stuff like that? We're missing campaign content, which will make, I think, the story better. It's not bad, but it could
No,
be better.
it's
It
and
could be
don't get me
better.
wrong, because I'm seeing people
Yeah.
pull pitchforks out
Yeah.
there in the chat. I I am not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
not as good as some of the other iterations.
No.
It feels like the story took more of a back seat as the priority. And that just for someone who spent so much time on Halo when I was younger, like in my teens and stuff, playing those
Oh, yeah.
games, those storylines, those narratives held you in. Like you kept playing, you just kept going and going and going. And I don't know why Halo 5 did, but for some reason Halo 5 like pulled me into. Don't I don't know. I don't know,
No.
but
That-
for some
but
reason,
Mm-mm,
with the
mm-mm.
exception of the end boss
But
spoilers,
si-
I enjoyed Halo 5.
silent.
but he
I
but
also have to tell you, we have to add to that for Halo Infinite. They had to kind of like restructure the storyline because the storyline went kind of a way where like people weren't happy, and I feel like that kind of like took away a little bit because they had to kind of like reroute everything, and maybe that's why you know you didn't feel it as wow. I feel like I wish they do continue the storyline because I wanted to see where they were gonna continue to go with it because
Hmm.
it was interesting the way it was going, but
Hmm.
I do feel like we needed more. Like Crazy said, we need to see more content. We need to see
yeah.
more of that story, where it's going to evolve.
Where is it going to evolve? What's going to happen? Because really, I mean, they all we do is hear multiplayer, but we don't hear nothing about the story. I want to hear more about the story, you know.
That's
And
because the multiplayer makes them money.
but hey, man, that story, if they can continue making it good, it's gonna bring more people back into the game. A lot of people love the campaign, and a lot of people, are waiting for more stuff in that story, and that can also add more stuff to the multiplayer. You know,
Yeah, but
Crazy,
Crazy.
what's up?
which thing ends up attracting more user base, Call of Duty single player or multiplayer?
That's the whole different thing, though, because Call of
No, it's
Duty plays
not. No, it's
Call,
not, because
Call
if
of
you played
Duty.
Call of Duty recently, the multiplayer
Yeah.
transactions is where they make their money.
Oh,
It's
I
not
know
on the
that.
single
I
player.
know that for a fact. I know that for, and
Silent.
that's
You
what's
know
up.
what doesn't pull in people?
Exactly. We're gonna jump into that. I was gonna say that.
What?
Exclusivity.
Yep, exclusivity and Square Enix. Oh my god, we gotta jump
Yeah.
into Square.
so so yes. Go ahead, the silent. Actually, you tackle this.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so in regards to exclusivity and all that fun jazz, we ended up getting some details about Square Enix and their fiscal year 2024 quarter one earnings, which are a little bleak in some spots, right? So revenue, they ended up making $601.2 million, which puts them up 14.4%. Their operating income, however, is in a negative 78.5%. Oof. The
damn.
net income works out to be a 44.2 million or negative 65.7%. For digital entertainment sales, they were up by 16% year on year. Um, Operating income down overall as an 80.6 year over year for the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster, etc. Like it's a rough moment for them. We saw it a lot on Twitter over the last week or two, didn't we? Oh, yeah. So they ended up shipping 7.54 million games in quarter one, up from 4.8 in fiscal year 23, quarter one, same time. And on their HD sales and stuff, they were up 140%. Mobile games were down 18%, and MMO sales were also down 22%. It's a man. the new mobile titles couldn't offset the weak performance of the existing titles, is what we basically found from all this information. Uh, it's been a very interesting one. Obviously, we talk off the scenes quite a bit, and I threw something up online on I think it was what, Friday night, Thursday or Friday night. I threw something up about the Final Fantasy sales, and just got absolutely just attacked by a very selective base, about how, this doesn't matter. This isn't, this is a nothing burger type of scenario and stuff. It's rough to watch because, like, the thing is I think for a long time we've continued to hear these different companies say, numbers are down, but then we find out, oh, but it's exclusive to a ecosystem. So that brings in the whole idea of, like, why not make this a multi-platform title, right? And that brings me right to Sour. I guess my question for you, right, is are exclusives worth it? Given the information that we know, do they really sell? Obviously, we ended up seeing the details in regards to the low sales of Final Fantasy compared to the console sales. Upwards of what, 40 million is what they list as they're sold through. So that's a very small percentage, and obviously with the budget they're given, I had a lot of people saying, like, yeah, 210 million or whatever it was, like, that's not a bad take for the first week of sales, or whatever, however long the length was for it. However, that's not factoring in the cost for the physical copies, the cost for the licensing, the cost for releasing it on that specific platform's ecosystem, etc. Like, that number dwindles more and more. And it sounded like the budget, if I remember correctly when we were talking about this, it sat right around about 300 mil for Final Fantasy 16, which that puts them in the red after their initial sales. And then they have to try and recoup that. Now, people don't release games with the intention of being in the red for like a long period of time. And usually the first couple weeks of sales are key, because after those first couple weeks of sales, with the exception of discounts and stuff like that, promotions, those sales drop off pretty
Yes.
substantially, right? So like I said before, I went on a bit of a tangent. Are exclusives worth it? Does it seem like they really sell? I feel like this is a pretty good example of what we found.
You know
Hmm.
what's funny?
I got a
I
lot
don't
of
know if
things to
you've
say
seen
about
the.
this.
I,
But go first,
I
man.
don't know if you've seen the graphics. But there's a graph that shows Square financial where it's like consistent and then it just drops for
Yeah.
for the quarter, and
Yep.
then I don't know if you saw most recently, Bandai Namco, they released their graph, and theirs is the complete opposite, which goes,
I
consistent
did
like
see
that,
that.
but it dips up,
Hmm.
which is hilarious because, like, you have Square, which they have been removing games from certain platforms, and then Bandai Namco is basically putting them everywhere. So it's like the complete opposite. And
Hmm.
I think also something that doesn't help Square is that they're not being consistent. Like, they're like all over the place. They don't know what their plan is. Like, one week they say they're going to go all in blockchain, then the next week they say they're not. Then they say they're gonna go this route, the other route, and then you see, for example, games like Octopus Traveler that released in
It's
Switch
Octopath,
exclusively.
not
Octopath.
Octopath. Oh
Yeah,
dear
yeah,
lord.
Octopath. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
dear.
Octopus
Octopath,
Traveler.
Octopath.
Oh,
That's the.
folks in the chat. I want to see a Photoshop. I, I
Hey,
I
that's the
call on your
upgraded
amazing
version.
A
abilities.
great
I
version,
call
man.
I call on your guys' amazing Photoshop abilities. I want to see
Octopus
an
Traveler.
Octopus Traveler
Yeah.
ASAP.
Hey,
That's the
Octopus
upgraded
Traveler.
version. It costs $150. Anyway,
What?
anyway, Octopath Traveler released on Switch, right, exclusive. Then later it was ported to Xbox, and it didn't release to PlayStation. But then you have Octopath Traveler 2, which released on Switch and on PlayStation, but didn't release on Xbox, which makes no sense. Then you have Final Fantasy 7, which is exclusive to PlayStation, and then Crisis Core, which is like the
Mm.
prequel, that releases everywhere. It makes no sense at all. So basically, what you're doing is you're locking, uh, you're locking your game to one platform, so you can only make money from that specific platform. And sure, there are some fans that if they are fan of a franchise, they will get it on that specific platform. Is that the only way they can play it? But let's be honest, the majority of people, especially now with how things are after the pandemic, the economy is not the same as in the past. So
Mhm.
people are more selective as how much they need to spend. And I understand there's studios, like if you're an indie developer, sometimes you have to make the sacrifice because you don't have the funds to release on all three platforms. And what most of these indie developers do is they release it first on one platform because they want to release a good game, you know, with good quality and good performance. And then with the money they make, they continue to port it to other platform, and then they continue to make money. But Square is not an indie developer. Like they should be able to release it in other platforms. So what they're doing is they're just making deals in order to, I guess, to
To
make their
survive.
game, and then after that, they're just locking themselves up with these deals because then they can't release it to other platform and make more money. So I think it's ridiculous. I think they're starting to see that they're, may, hopefully it's not late for them, but they're starting to see that that approach is not working as well as they thought it will and it would. And then you have companies like Bandai Namco, like Capcom, that they have been releasing their games on multiple platforms, and it is working for them.
Okay, so can I jump in now, or you're too, are you
No,
done?
no, wait, there's more.
Okay, because really, I have
Octopus
a lot to
Traveler.
say.
I gotta talk about Octopus Traveler.
Okay, okay.
No, go ahead.
All right. Because I was gonna jump in with the whole deal with Square. All right, let's begin. Exclusivity, right? The thing about Square, and I've been saying it for a long time, is that they keep on using the same freaking schematic, same freaking engine, same freaking things. I mean, for me, I see Final Fantasy 16 as if I was playing Final Fantasy 10 on PS2 or on 360 or on Xbox One. I see the same type of game. I mean, this is the same engine. And you talking about Bandai Namco, right? But listen, Bandai Namco takes a lot of risk. I mean, you got Elden Ring with Bandai Namco. You got a whole bunch of things that they're in. Dragon Ball Z Fighter. You got House of Ashes, Tekken 7. You got all these games, and when you see these games, you see the different graphics and the engines they use. I mean, even
Well,
Dragon Ball Z Fighters, right?
some of them I think are just published.
They're published, but okay. But either way, it's different stuff, right? You got Nino Kuni, you got Ninja Naruto Ninja Storm, and all that stuff. But with Square, all you have is these Final Fantasy games. They're using the same thing, same thing. What has changed? Okay, the way they fight. Okay, that's what they changed. The way they fight, instead of um, s- uh,
Turn based.
turn based, now it's okay. Let's go over there and just hack and slash everything up, dude. You guys need to upgrade your engine. You guys need to switch that up a bit and make it, more efficient, much like make it look better. Change something, switch something around. Because like I said, that's all I see every time there's a Final Fantasy game coming, I see like, okay, this is the same one I saw on 360 and Xbox One. That's one thing. Exclusive Now let's jump into the exclusivity side of things, right? They are having a lot of issues also with releasing their games. I mean, Final Fantasy 16 released, right? Released, and when it released, what happened with the PS5s? You had overheat problems, you had a bunch of issues. And if I jump into Forspoken, my God, that is, I mean, people said that Redfall was bad, but dear Lord, Forspoken was horrible. I mean, I remember seeing people that she had a bigger mouth than Kirby in the game. Seriously. I mean, I don't know what the heck happened with Forspoken, and you saw those gameplay trailers. You're like, damn, this game looks awesome. But when the game came out, it came out horrible. It came out bad. That was another thing, that they're doing horrible. They're releasing games with issues. Not only that, remember that one game that came out? There were publishers for that one game. It came out for Xbox on Game Pass. I think it was Outriders. Oh dear lord.
Outriders,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Outriders. Outriders also had issues, save issues. You were losing progress. You were losing weapons. You were losing a bunch of stuff. They have
Yeah.
been releasing games with a bunch of issues, and that's another issue they have. And with the exclusivity thing, you're not letting your fans jump on those games. I mean, how many fans have Xbox that love Final Fantasy? You are leaving them out. And that's a
But
good thing. You probably would have sold more. You probably would have sold 10 million by the week, and also on PC. But no, you had to focus only on PS5. And the
crazy.
thing, what's up?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say real quick. I'm glad you brought out Outriders,
Yeah,
because that's another thing that they haven't been doing a great job is
yeah.
business decision. They
Business.
so
So
they
no.
basically sold Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal for a very very low price with their IPs. In which, just an example, Crystal Dynamic I think sold just the Tomb Raider IP for twice as much as they twice the amount from what they sold it, which is
Let, let,
pretty
See,
let me
pretty.
give you,
that's
let me tell you
I
something
don't know
about,
what to say.
I'm going to say something, and this is going to be from me, and this is my personal opinion. One of the best open game worlds I have played was from Square Enix, and it's called Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs, right? Sleeping Dogs, right? Or
Sleeping
some,
Dogs, yeah.
yeah, Sleeping Dogs. For me, Sleeping Dogs is one of the best open world games I have ever played. And when I saw that and I played that game, I mean, I have beaten that game more than 15 times. That's how much I love it. I mean, I can turn into my Xbox, put it in there, and replay it and replay and replay it. I'll never get bored of it because it's so much fun.
I
I
didn't even
mean,
know it was theirs.
it was theirs. It was theirs. And I was hoping that they would make
Mm.
a part two, but they never did.
you know
And I
why
was really mad
you
about
know
that
why you didn't know it was theirs, Sour?
because
Why?
they didn't even promote it.
Because they didn't even really push to promote it. Like
Yeah.
I know there were ads. I saw ads. That was back in the magazine days. So I remember seeing magazine ads and stuff like that, but they when that thing released, like they kind of were like, "Oh yeah, that's ours."
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. And I think it's an interesting thing is like I feel like they're creatures of habit to a very specific formula, right? Because you look at all of the Western devs that they ended up getting rid of because you had the guys that did Tomb Raider, you had Deus Ex, you had all these. They had all these very unique IPs, and they got rid of them
Yeah.
because they weren't meeting their specific guidelines for like financial success and stuff like that as far as the budgets and stuff and the sales. That sounds like a them problem more than it feels like, the dev
Yeah.
problem, because those games released to critical acclaim, um, across both. Like both of them always had really positive reviews, just like Sleeping Dogs did. And it's just one of those things where they're like, yeah, but you're not Final Fantasy. Like it felt
Yes.
like they just didn't like the creativity that those other devs were bringing.
And it looks so good. I mean, seriously, even the remastered version. Oh my god! I'm telling you, you played on the Xbox Series X. I was playing it like a couple months ago, and I actually went through it again. It was like my 15th time playing that game. I love it so much. Seriously, such an awesome game. If you guys have not played it, give it a go. You will have fun. Sleeping Dogs is a really fun game. And man, the way it looked, the way it played, wow, it was freaking awesome. I was in love the way the beat 'em up because it's all kung fu, karate, stuff like that. The beat 'em up, the weapons, everything from that game is freaking awesome. I
Well,
love that game. I love the way that when you kick with the character, the impact it made, it's just freaking awesome. And like I said, they have so much potential to do so much cool things, yet they still don't change the way, they changed the way for the Final Fantasy games. I mean, Final Fantasy is a game that I remember back in the day, people talked about it. People love the stories. People love, I mean, Final Fantasy 15 for me, it was one of those games I played a lot. I had like 4 days into it. I was checking the other day, how much did I play that game? I played 4 days into that game. Why? Because the fishing was awesome. I love fishing in that game. I mean, fishing for me, Final Fantasy 15 was freaking awesome. But either way, like I said, they need to change those engines. They need to change those stuff and upgrade and make it, look more tougher, more sharper, more. I don't know what else I can add to that game, to make it look better. But really, for me, every time I see a Final Fantasy game, I popped in 16. I was like, oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy from the 360 era. You know
But crazy, you know who really makes like sharp games?
who?
ID Software. And Quakecon is actually happening. Is it tomorrow?
Oh, so you wanted just to
So
kick me
so
off
so
the?
so
You want me to
so
kick me off?
so we got Quakecon 2023 coming, and they already kind of announced. Well, they didn't really announce. I guess it leaked out that Quake 2, the enhanced version, is going to be coming. It's going to be announced at QuakeCon, which yes, August 10 and August 11 is QuakeCon, and it's coming to Game Pass day one. So in the past, we have had, a few announcements, pretty noticeable on QuakeCon. Um, we have them, paving the way for offline's event, and this was, they were the first ones to do that in 1996. You also had they revealed Doom Eternal, like the first game played on a QuakeCon. Um, you had other Bethesda's like reveals, such as like Skyrim content, the Elder Scrolls, Rage 2, Fallout 76 content, etc. So there has been some significant QuakeCon, announcements, and we don't know what ID Software is working at. And we know a lot of potential, not only from ID Software, but other, Bethesda studio. So before, because we are running close to the end time, but I wanted to jump on that real quick, and I want to know what would you guys like to be announced? Could it be the next Doom, the next Quake, um, Wolfenstein 3, like crazy? I'll go back with you. Like, what would you like to see at QuakeCon?
Here's the thing what I would like to see with QuakeCon, right? I know it's been a while since it has announced something, but I think it's time for them to announce something for QuakeCon, right? Since we're talking about Bethesda and stuff like that, that's in there, right? I mean, I would like to see the games that they're actually working on. Not only it, all the other studios. For example, let's cross fingers. I hope to God, I mean, they announce the next Evil Within or something like that. That I hope that they are actually working on it because
But quick,
really,
real quick, crazy. Sorry
what's
to interrupt you.
yeah.
Just so you don't get too hyped up.
No, I'm not trying to get
Qu-
hyped up. Oh,
QuakeCon is not an event where you see like multiple announcements. Like they might
oh, okay.
sneak a couple announcements, but it's more like for the tournament.
Oh, well, for the tournament. Oh, okay
Yeah.
then. Okay, okay. If it's, okay, okay. My bad, my bad. Then
So
okay,
so
then
so
yeah.
that
So
one announcement that you want.
well, it could be then a new Quake game because really, it's time for a new Quake game. It's been such a long time since we've seen Quake. They
Would
should.
you
They
like it to be like kind of like how they did Doom, how they revived Doom? Like its
yeah,
own story
its own
campaign.
story. I wanted to have the same blood and guts and gore. Yes, same thing. Yeah, same thing. Because again, Quake was like kind of like a Doom, but I think Quake was like a little bit more on steroids because you had nail guns, you had a couple things. Now I don't even know how to compare it, but yeah, they do need a new Quake game or something. They need to bring something like that back. They really do because it's been how long since the last Quake game was it 20 something to early 2010s or something like that. But it's
I
been
don't
a long
remember.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, probably a new Quake should be announced. If not, bring me Doom 3. I'll be super happy if they bring a Doom 3. That if they announce Doom or Wolfenstein, I will be happy with.
Okay, it was one announcement. Crazy. You're taking it away from Silent.
Oh,
You're not
sorry, but
even anything for Silent.
sorry, I had to. Those are my 3 games. Sorry, but Doom for me, is my game. But I had to mention it. Sorry.
Silent.
Thanks for stealing everything. Crazy.
Silent. What are you gonna say? Barbie.
Barbie Wild Horse
Adventure?
Adventures 3? Absolutely. Day one, man. That DLC is going to be awesome. I hear we're going to get a red trotter for the mountain course, and I am pretty stoked. No, in all seriousness, there's since Louis decided to name 3 games, I'm just going to go ahead and name 2 so I can be less, Evil Within 3 for sure. I want me some Evil Within 3, especially after going back and playing the original and, what I've played of number 2 as well. Like, I really enjoy those. It would be awesome. I would definitely like a new Quake, but it's either Evil Within or I would really, really like to see us finally return and kill Mecha Hitler in Wolfenstein 3.
Ooh, nice.
That's I'm not a very demanding guy. Just please give me my Wolfenstein and my Evil Within.
Yep. That's what we want.
Well,
How about
What
you?
What do you
Sour?
want, Sour?
well, I want Fallout New Vegas too.
Oh Lord, that's for Obsidian.
Yeah, that's not gonna be
Oh,
shown there.
That was not gonna be shown there. What? What?
Well, you don't know,
Went
man.
out of context. No.
You don't
Sir,
know.
if we're talking New Vegas too, at the earliest that would be
Yes.
shown at Gamescom.
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly. Not
Yeah,
now.
that'd
Well,
be shown at Gamescom. They're
Con?
not gonna blow that one out at this point, and that's honestly why I think I won't see an Evil Within 3 or a Wolfenstein, is because it's Quakecon. It's in the name, right? Like Doom or Quake will be what we see. That's
well,
realistically we'll
there
see
has
something in
been
that.
other things shown, but yeah, but
Usually
realistically, yeah,
it
that's what we
stays.
expect.
Yeah.
But anyways, before we do land, crazy, do you have the poll of the week? Let's talk a little bit about
Where
that.
is that at? Hold on, give me a second.
Oh
Keep
my
on talking
god!
about QuakeCon.
Like always, he's never ready. He is
No,
never
I
ready.
had it earlier, just did not know where I put it at. Hold on, guys, give me a second.
Sour, do you want to shout out some folks in the chat while Crazy gets
Just
organized?
give me a second.
Oh yes. Let's see. Dion Landon, how you doing, my man? Let's see.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi still there. Delilah's still there. How you guys doing? G maybe.
You're a little quiet.
Raichi. Wait,
Yeah,
what was that?
You're a little
Oh, because it's hard on me because I got the chat like, and then I got to turn sideways.
Oh,
So then
okay.
yeah.
I got you.
So if you guys could help me,
Man, I just read something I'm interested in. There is fishing in Destiny 2. I'm gonna have to go look for that. If fishing is
so wait a
cool-
minute,
What?
crazy.
What?
Before we jump into,
I already got the
Are you
call.
trying to say Starfield is bad because it doesn't have fishing?
No, I never said that. Why do you gotta put words in my mouth?
All the games you say that are good. So
They could
far,
have space
like,
fishing
it's-
eventually.
Hey man, they gotta give me fishing. They gotta give me fishing.
That's your heart out. No fishing,
Yeah.
no go.
Oh man, I love fishing. I'm telling you, Final Fantasy 15, man, that's all I spent. Like, if there's 4 days of gameplay right there in that game, 3 of them were fishing in that game. I love fishing.
Crazy focus.
How would you guys approach space fishing? Because like, it would be cool if there was like something like you throw and like something with the gravity makes the fish.
Like a gravity bait, an anti-grav bait.
Yeah, that would be kind of like.
Dude, I don't even.
No, because there will be planets. There's gonna be planets that they're gonna have a little bit of gravity or something. Yeah, you can go ahead and let's say, oh, let me go fish and taking a little bit of fish out of space. Cook it in my space kitchen and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, that probably could be like that. And probably you have. What?
Crazy. Do you have the poll?
Yes, I do. I have it ready.
You have the poll ready?
Yes, it is. And here is the poll of the week, which says we are back with the hashtag poll of the week, hashtag Xbox, hashtag Nintendo, hashtag Dear
But you
Lord,
don't
how
have to
many
read all
hashtags?
that.
Okay. This week's poll is: what August 2023 game are you most excited about? Let us know in the comment section if it's not one of the four
You don't have
opinions.
to read every whole.
Oh, but it's okay. Sorry about that then. Okay, first one is Sea of
Oh,
Stars, Armor Core. What number is that? Dear Lord, is it four, five,
Six, six,
six?
six.
Armor Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Immortals of Avium,
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 and Atlas
Avium, Avium.
Fallen. And the winner is Sourblow. Please give me a drum
Oh wait,
roll.
I don't have it ready. Sorry,
Ah,
I
you
owe
son
you
of
it.
a gun. Okay, we go.
You were just talking crazy.
Atlas Fallen is the winner with a 32%, and second is Sea of no wait, second is Armor Core, third is Sea of Stars with a 26%, and last but not least, Immortals of Avium is a 9%. And that game looks pretty cool. Avium looks pretty cool. I don't know why I got
Yeah, yeah.
9%.
Well,
Yeah.
I think those are some heavy hitters right there. Like
Oh man, this
they're
this thing that I
pretty
mean,
good.
this month has been insane. I mean, we got lots of good games,
Yeah,
and hey, in a couple of weeks, how many now? The couple of weeks we got Starfield coming out. I don't even know how the heck we're gonna get through this.
yeah. Which real quick, like for example, what is it? Atlas Fallen. Atlas Fallen. That game actually, I think, is the first one that has been released. And so far, the scores aren't that great. And look at that, people have been very excited to play that game. But yet, so
Hmm.
far, I don't know if it's buggy or what is it. I just saw the score, just like before the show. I didn't get time to like
Maybe it's one.
really check
Maybe
it.
it could be one of those games that it looks good, but the ratings. They try like to give it bad, but then it's a good game. But yeah, you just gotta look into it a little bit more. I
Yeah,
was watching a little bit of the review from Xbox Era. Shout out to those guys; they always do great content. Love them to death. And I was watching a little bit of the review, but I had to jump out because I was at work, and yeah, I couldn't finish watching it.
yeah. The Lila Axe is it out? I'm not sure
Yeah,
is it out, but it's being reviewed.
yeah, it's been reviewed. Let me check. Hold on,
Yeah.
let's look for that real quick. Atlas Fallen
While
release
you're
date.
looking for that, shout out to Yodani Kizada in the chat. He made a
Oh yeah.
comment. He says, "Isn't fishing just gambling outside with live animal as a prize?" Yes, 1000%. Yes, it
What?
is. You are
Oh
dead
man,
on. Thank you
How
for
is
that.
that? How is that gambling?
it is. You don't
Dude,
know
it's
if you're gonna.
100%. You have to. Okay, crazy. If
Okay.
you didn't lose some lures, some bait, stuff like that while you were trying to fish, you're not fishing right. So it is
Oh, okay.
gambling because you got to
Oh
buy
yeah.
those expensive reels. You got to get those expensive lures. You got to get the bait. You are throwing money at that sucker, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep, especially when you're bass fishing and those damn gators, and get me started with that kid
And
gator.
that was when I punched a gator right in the face, Sourblow.
Oh,
I actually have a funny story.
oh,
But
here we go. Here
No,
we
no,
go
no,
with
no,
the
no. We don't
story.
have
No,
time
no,
for
no.
that story.
no, it's quick. It's quick.
So,
It's quick. It's quick.
did you get the info?
What? For
The
what?
info you were looking
Shiny
for?
object.
Yeah, I'm looking
Oh
for it.
my
Hold on, hold on, hold
god.
Atlas
on.
Fallen.
I'm looking for
Focus
it
on
because
Atlas Fallen.
I have it on here, but it doesn't say
So,
when it releases
so
though.
chat. Which game have you Well, first of all, if Atlas Fallen has released, has any of you played it in the chat? If not, which comment which game are you excited for this month? Because like there's others too that I see that hasn't actually that weren't in the list, like WrestleQuest, which I think also have a low score.
Yeah,
Atlas
it had
Fallen
it had a
releases
low
tomorrow.
score. Oh, it releases tomorrow because I was looking for it. It just says 2023. I was like,
No, no,
what?
it was supposed to release tomorrow. It got delayed to
Atlas
the end of the
Fallen.
Yeah.
month.
No, no,
No,
no, no.
WrestleQuest.
WrestleQuest. Yeah, they
Oh,
delayed it
oh.
because it was getting a really bad score, and I think those guys pulled it back to check what was
No,
going
no,
on.
well, that's not the reason they
No.
delayed it. Supposedly, at least, the
Mm.
reason they delayed it was because um, the saves were not. Uh, when you played on one platform and
Cross
then
save.
the
Yeah.
cross save was not
Yeah.
actually registered.
So
Like.
Atlas Fallen is tomorrow.
Okay, so it's just being reviewed.
Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, it was a thing of cross saves. They were saying that they were trying to get it all set up and squared away so they'd have cross saves taken care of and ready for release on that wrestling one.
Talo
What
said
was that
he
called again?
doesn't know what to get.
What?
What was
Okay,
that
so-
wrestling one called again?
WrestleQuest.
WrestleQuest.
WrestleQuest. That's
I know.
right. Yeah.
I know. Silent's gonna be playing that game.
Yeah.
That actually
Yeah.
looked pretty good from what I saw.
Yeah, it
Ah.
looked good.
Oh,
You got
but
Madden
man,
releases
you know,
this
I don't
wait,
month
you,
too.
and
I don't
here's
give
something
any craps about AEW.
And man, I had to punish Sourblow for this, and I'm gonna get him for this because really, Sourblow, you did not put this on the poll, and for me, that would have been number one. You forgot to put on that poll the best game that is releasing this month on Game Pass, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You did not put that on the
Come
poll.
on, Lou. Come on.
What do you mean, come on, Lou? Yeah, Silence is excited to play it. I'm excited to play it. Chat,
Yeah,
tell
but
me if everybody's
just
excited to
because
play
you're
Texas
excited to play it doesn't
What?
mean it's.
What, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man? What King
I
Hunter doing?
mean, maybe I could have put it in place of Immortal of Avian.
Have him, yeah.
Yeah,
but
but that's
I'm
that's the only one that maybe I could have swapped it for. But
Yeah, but I don't know why that Immortals of Avian got a low score, but that game looks interesting because it's all about
well, it's
matching.
not a score. It's just
I mean,
it's a
I'm
new
saying
IP.
the
You know, it's a
percentage,
new
yeah.
IP. People are not
But it looks good.
that
It looks
sure, but it looks good. But let's
looks
see
good.
when it comes out.
Let's see when it comes out. Yeah, but hey, that Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man, I'm ready for it. I don't know. Silent, you ready for that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I am.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this previous, and I'll probably get abused in the chat a little bit for this, but I literally only saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre like 7 months ago.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
Hey,
so I've never really been like attached to that character, but
Me
the
either.
game does look good.
I mean that for the movies, it's cool. The
Mhm.
first one is cool. The second one, the third one, what?
Yeah,
And then the
it
other
jumps the
ones,
shark.
yeah. But
So
either way,
what were you gonna say?
Oh, I have to read this this chat right here. So shout out to Jay Vargas. He says lurking, but come on guys, who really cares about score?
and that is true.
Facts.
That is facts.
100%.
We do not care about scores.
Is
Screw them
it
scores.
is it cool to see scores and see like reviews from folks that you trust in regards to like their preference and taste? Sure, but that doesn't make the game. We've had plenty of games that we've enjoyed that we're sitting, like he was mentioning too, is like there's a lot of 6.5s out there and stuff like that we've enjoyed over time. Dark busts my balls a bunch about Saints Row, and guess what? Even though it's sitting right there at that 6.5, close to AEW was, I still enjoy certain aspects of it. Is it a great game? No, but it's an enjoyable game loop.
Yeah,
I just
look at
wish that
Crazy
they
Lou
would've
for
kept the
example.
characters.
Look at
What's
Crazy Lou.
Crime
He was
Boss?
so
Crime
excited for Chuck Norris that he bought the definitive edition of Crime Boss.
Yeah,
that
right.
comes
Yeah.
with-
Yeah,
Wait,
Jay,
what?
Jay Vargas drops another fact right here, right? 6.5 on Son of Rise. Or what is it? Rise, Son of Rome. My
Rise
bad.
Son-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And that one's a rough one.
I
I
can
did
give
not like the voice commands. I thought that was pretty hokey, but the
I did
game
not
is
use
great.
that. Yeah.
I can give you a good
Something-
example.
Crackdown 3.
The Punisher from
Just like you, Donnie said.
from PS2, I think it was, or PS1.
Yep. It was
That
PS2.
game, that game got a 5.0, and look at it. Another game that got a really bad score, and for me is one of the best games out there. Man, oh man, I love that game to death, and I forgot the name. Jesus Christ!
I love that game. That game where you
Oh,
do things and
See you
and
next week for the name of
Dante's
that
Inferno.
game.
Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno.
Oh, that game had a bad score?
Yeah, they gave it a bad
Yeah,
score.
it didn't do great.
It didn't
What?
do great.
That game
but
was
see,
great.
I'm telling you, Dante's Inferno is another game, and man, EA, I'm gonna tell you something, EA. You're making remakes, so give me part 2. Damn it, give me
Hell
part
yeah.
2. I want part 2. I need part 2 from that game. That's all I'm asking for you, EA. Please do. That game is awesome, man. I mean,
That game
Dante's
was great.
Inferno.
That game was great.
It's great. It's great.
And it's
So-
great talking with the chat.
Yeah,
But-
chat. Yeah, it's always great talking to him. But yeah,
But I think we
we,
gotta land.
we gotta
Yeah,
land this plane because
it's
Sourblow's gotta go watch his wrestling. His wrestling. Yep.
Last
wrestling.
line.
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Gotta go watch his wrestling. So yeah, it's time to land the plane. And yes, guys, what's up, everybody? It's been awesome with you all. Chat, you guys rule. You guys kept this rocking and rolling. You guys came in here, enjoyed you all really. You guys kept this conversation a lot of fun. Seriously, you guys did. And so let us start with who should I start with? Chat, y'all choose who should I start with. Should we give it a while?
Dun,
Hmm?
dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun, dun. Chat's not saying anything. Dun, 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 dun. Speaking about dun, 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 since he loves to sing, Lionel Richie, please tell us where they can find you, sir.
Oh man, you can find me Twitter, Xbox, Sourblow18. Um, I should also remember my Steam, but whatever. You can also find me, of course, here every Wednesday, and you can find me also sometimes Friday at Xbox International en Español with Eternal Shaddai and ASCAP Gaming, where and sometimes Crazy Lou, of course, where we talk different topics but in Spanish. So if you have friends that speak Spanish, if you speak Spanish, you're welcome. Even if you don't speak Spanish, you're welcome there too. So hopefully, maybe we can add subtitles somehow, right, Crazy?
Yeah, you should add those
Please,
subtitles.
please do.
Please
Please.
do. Yeah, that will
We,
make
we
everybody's
gotta
life
figure that
simpler.
out.
No,
So
it's
that
easy.
way,
Before you start the show, you just got to put YouTube and just add it on there and
But you
automatically
could
adds.
do it before the show.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
gotta figure that out.
you have to set it so it's ready to.
I'll send
Yeah.
you the picture because after this I'm gonna play within around 10. So yeah, I'll show you how to do it. So before we still continue, wait, what am I saying before? Silent Cypher, our sexy, awesome voice captain, cool guy, bald headed by choice, and I don't know what else to say about you. Please tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
All right. Well, I don't know how to top that, but I guess you can go ahead and find me on TikTok. I've been trying to do some videos on there. You can find me on Twitter, being a salty sea lord, having lots of fun with a lot of ponies and a lot of very biased folks. It's been quite a time on Twitter the last week or two.
Dear Lord.
But you can also find me on Xbox Live if you want to play some Forza or whatever. You can find me as Silent Cypher. You can find me Twitter, all those others as Silent Cypher. Um, there's a possibility I may be on a show on Sunday this week. I don't want to spoil anything specifically, um, but I may be hanging out with Web Dave for a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll keep you guys updated if that's going to end up happening or not. It just depends on what the schedule is and what I got going on at home. But yeah, chat. Thank you guys so much this evening. It was freaking awesome. Had a blast with you guys. There were a couple times where people almost made me spit my beer out with some of the comments. Thank you all, and thanks to the super chats as well. Thanks for the support. Why am I in jail? Why do I have bars now, Sour?
Exactly.
You are in jail because you have been very toxic, my friend,
I
lately. What's going on?
dude, listen. I'm not one to be too much of a nightmare on Twitter, but man, when one of your posts makes like 77,000 views, like that gives you a good feeling and tells you you're right on the right direction, right? Right? Right?
Okay, so for being honest, I took you out of the timeout, but
Hmm.
you're becoming a little bit. What's going on, man? Is that your inner
Uh,
Freddy?
My inner Fonz.
no,
Your inner Jason?
no.
It's
Nah, you're
dude,
good. You're good.
I only throw stuff up there when, you know, someone needs to hear truth.
Oh,
That's
actually,
all.
RSJ fan says the ponies deserve it.
They do.
Um,
For the
um,
for the most part, that's the thing is like I don't care where you game, but if you're an extremist, I'm going to pester you and I'm going to punish you because it's gaming. Calm down. Like, we're playing
Exactly.
video games.
Dear
Just
Lord.
chill out.
I mean, for the past 2 weeks, after like the whole deal thing, happened, everything that's happened, it's like they're like looking under the rock for just talking about pointless things. I mean, the other day I saw from somebody, I'm not going to mention any names, but I saw somebody look for a news from 2014 and posted it and saying something bad about an Xbox news from 2014. I'm like, dear Lord, it's like you guys don't have nothing to.
So it was a
But
whole different management.
What's what's?
but
Oh my
but look
God!
at the whole thing with Starfield. First it was they're not
Oh
promoting it,
Lord!
and then when they're promoting it, oh look, they're promoting it for TVs.
Yeah.
How is promoting it for more platform? The game coming from more platform. How is that bad?
It's
Like,
it's grasping at straws, man. Like we talked about it in the past, but Game Pass allows this thing to be available throughout ecosystems all over the place. Like
Yeah.
we heard people jokingly being like, "Yo, I can play Doom on my refrigerator screen," right? Like
Yeah.
anywhere you can access a browser, you'll be able to use Game Pass. Like
But
that's not anti-consumer, and a lot of people are bent the other way. I don't
hmm
know.
and like I said though, because here's the thing though, every time there's always a good news about Xbox, there's 30 bad news coming right behind it. 30 bad news. Always looking for something negative just to talk about Xbox. Let them be. Let them be. Let them do what they gotta do. And if Starfield comes out horrible, then all of us will jump on it and say, hey, it's horrible. If it comes out good, hey, let us enjoy it. Stop, dang sakes. I mean, I even came out on Twitter and was being a little bit toxic. I said, oh, the spaceship is going to be, the controllers are going to be messy. The guy does not pee or poo. I even said that on Twitter just to make everybody happy. I was like, let me just add like 5 cents to this dumb debate. Seriously, why don't you all just let the thing be? Let the game be. Everything. Just let Xbox be. Let it breathe. Let it just be Xbox. But yeah, let's just stop talking because if
let
not, we're
it
just
be, let
let
it
it
be.
be. See, I'm telling y'all, Lana Richie. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be the next
Did you
Lana
see?
Richie.
Hold
Did you
on,
see
wait.
Delilah HD's
Let
What?
it
message on that?
be, let it be.
What
Speaking of Game
was
Pass,
that?
pick the new GWG shirt. Those ladies do awesome work. Laugh out loud. GWG shirt.
Crazy. We gotta get you out of here. Where can we find you, man?
Where can
Jesus.
you find me? Simple and easy. Where can you guys find me?
A jail,
Well,
prison,
besides jail. Um, where can
in
you
a
find me?
dungeon.
In a dungeon locked up, by myself. Okay, easy. You guys can find the crazy. How should I call it? Should I call it Twitter? Should I call it X? What should I call it?
Twitter X, whatever.
Okay, Twitter X. Okay, let's just call it Twitter.
Call
All
it
right.
Xbox Series X, just so all those
All
ponies
right.
can
You
just
you can
All
burn.
right, Mr.
you
Toxic.
you can find me on Twitter as at Crazy Louis Gaming, where I say good mornings and do all sorts of crazy stuff because now we gotta behave, or if not, we will be banned. Yes, because now they're banning people on Twitter just for saying I don't know. It's weird. It's insane. But either way, though, okay. You can find me there. Also, you can find me on Mondays at the Xbox Launch Page Special over there at the Double Barrel Gaming YouTube channel with Mr. Boomstick, Mr. Web Dave, and Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere. Sometimes I do Playing with Crazy, which I will do later on tonight at 10 p.m. I'm gonna set it up after we're done with the episode. So I'm gonna set it up so I can play Evil Within, see if I can finish it up tonight. And as always, here on the Xbox International Podcast, 7 p.m. ET, with my brothers Sourblow, Silent Cypher, and the awesome Big Plume when he's not coaching Dominican baseball players. Yes. So, guys, like I say, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you when XBI content comes on. And remember, let's go, let's rock, and what should I say though?
Oh,
I don't have
oh,
nothing
wait,
though.
I was waiting for the Let's Get Crazy. Okay.
Okay, let's get crazy. Yes. See you all next Wednesday or later on. Bye, guys. Love
Bye.
y'all.
Bye. Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you aboard next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Go wrangle the kids.
We're back.